What's going on, everybody? Now I'm Earthman here. Today reviewing the Tux Weapons Mod for Minecraft 1.6.2. So this is version 0.4, and there's 15 new things I'm going to show you guys. So let's get into it. Alright, so the first of these 15 items that we have is the crossbow. And I'm going to take the crossbow and the bolts out, as well as this book. And I open up this book and you're going to see that the crossbow deals the same damage as a bow, or around that basically, and it can fire 100 shots before breaking. So for each of the weapons, I think I'm going to teleport over here into this cage and we'll spawn some villagers, and I'll show you it in action. Now I'm going to go into survival mode for this because I'll actually show you how to load the bow, because in creative all you have to do is hold right click and then you can shoot an arrow. Now, as you can see in the left top corner, I do have damage indicators on, so you guys can see how much damage the things actually do. Now, the damage indicator points there, you can see the villager has 20 health, and each one of those points is equivalent to half a heart. So the villager actually has 10 hearts, and you saw how I knocked that villager down to half his health, which is 5 hearts, which means the crossbow can do up to 5 hearts. So I'm going to head into survival mode, and you'll see how we can actually load the bow. So, all you need to do is you need to right-click one of the bolts. Now, there's bolts, and then there's poison bolts. So I'm going to start with a regular bolt. All you do is you right-click, as a similar animation to the sword, and then it's going to load in the bow, and then you can hold right-click, and then you can shoot. Now, that only did 9. It kind of varies from 5 to 10 damage indicators, which is 2.5 hearts to 5 hearts. But as you can see, I'm trying to press right click right now and nothing happens, and that's because I don't have a bolt loaded. So I'm going to now load a poison bolt, and we're going to try this on another villager, and you're going to see what the poison bolt does. So you can see the poison bolt, as expected, poisons the villager. Now I am on easy mode, so the villager isn't going to die, but that's what the poison bolts do, the regular bolts do, and the crossbow. So next up we have the battle axe. And I'm going to take the battle axe and its book out, and you can see that the battle axe deals 4.5 hearts of damage and 6.5 on a critical hit. So the battle axe does more damage than a sword. Now for each of these items, I have them in iron. I could have done diamond or wood or stone or gold. They all can be done in any of those. I just chose to do iron because it's the more basic one. It's kind of in the middle. So I'm gonna have to go in here and I'm gonna show you guys how it does it. So that there did 9 damage points, which is 4.5 hearts. All you have to do is half the damage points, and that's how much it's gonna be. There we go, I finished him off. The battle axe, as you can see, does a ton of damage. It's definitely a very useful weapon. A critical hit is going to do 13 damage points, which is 7.5 hearts of damage, or sorry, 6.5 hearts of damage. So battle axe, instead of making a sword, you're probably going to want to make one of these. And not only does it do that, it can also be used the same as an axe would to cut down trees, just as fast as an axe. But the crafting recipes, which I have in the right top corner of the screen for the entire duration of the video, you're going to see that you're going to need more of the material you're using to create it rather than an axe. Next up, we've got the knife. Now, the knife is a lot of fun to use. It's really the only throwable weapon in Minecraft. I know there's eggs and snowballs, but those are kind of just for fun. They don't do a whole lot of damage. This is more of a more serious weapon, actually used for killing things. So, the thing with the knives is they're not supposed to be able to be picked up again. So, if I go into survival mode, I'm going to show you what I mean. So, when I throw this knife at this villager, it's going to throw it, and it's going to bounce back, and I'm going to go back, and I'm going to be able to pick it up again. And the villager's now down to 6.5 hearts. But the thing is that when I try to throw this knife again, it's going to be an invisible barrier in front of any mobs I try to throw it at, and the knife is just going to come back. So, I didn't even aim that right, so you couldn't see it, but I'll do this, and you can see that it just hits nothing, and it just stops dead in its tracks. And that's because, for some reason, you're not supposed to be able to pick them back up again and use them, so this was the only way the mod creator was able to do this. I think it might just be a glitch, but once you use it once, you can't use it again, unless, of course, you're in creative mode. Knife basically does 3 hearts of damage, and as you can see here, I explained the glitch in words, but I already told it to you guys. So the knife is fun to use, but there is going to be a little glitch, keep that in mind. Next up, we've got the mace. So let's take this mace out, and you can see right here that the mace does 2.5 hearts of damage on average, but if you're doing a critical hit, it's going to do 6.5 hearts of damage, which is a big difference, and it has 175 hits, which is basically its durability. That's just by pressing F4, and you can see that. So basically, I'm going to take this mace and show you guys it in action. Some of these villagers are damaged, so you're not going to get to see the full effect. But basically, this is going to do up to 13 damage indicators. So do this a couple times, you guys can see. It kind of varies how much damage it does. See, I got 9, then I got 6, then I got 15. So it's kind of all over the place. But if you're going to get some critical hits on there, you can get up to 6.5 hearts of damage. Next is the hammer, which is a cool weapon in my opinion. I'll take it out here, and there's 2 pages of basically explaining it, because it's quite a confusing weapon. It's got a couple of I shouldn't say confusing, actually. It's just got a couple of effects on it. So basically, it's going to do 3.5 hearts of damage and 5 hearts with a critical hit. It has 175 hits, which is its durability, and it has a smash ability, and dealing 1 heart of damage to each mob around you and sends them flying. So that ability is pretty cool. Something else is that when you're using it, it's going to give you mining fatigue. So if I go into here, you can see that I have mining fatigue 2, not just 1, but 2. So that means when you click, it's gonna hit the weapon very slowly. So you can see how slow I hit with the weapon. So let's hit this villager here, and you can see he died instantly because he didn't have much life left in him. But I'm going to try the smash ability to show you guys. So basically, you hold the right click and you power it up, and then you let go, and it'll do 1 damage to mobs around you, and it'll send them flying, which means they're also going to take fall damage and take some more damage. So they're just going to go flying. I'll show you a critical hit there. You can see that finished the guy off. Critical hits can do a lot of damage, but in my opinion, I really like the hammer. So the last kind of basic weapon that can be made out of any material, such as iron, diamond, gold, stone, wood, you get the point. Last one of those is the spear. So the spear here is a throwable weapon, as you could probably assume, and it's retrievable as well. So it does 3.5 hearts of damage, and it has 125 throws, roughly, and that's the durability of it. So let's spawn some villagers in here, and I'll show you the spear in action. So if I go into survival mode, I'll show you that you can actually pick up the spears. So you hold right click, it charges back like a bow, and you throw it. And it can do up to 3.5 hearts of damage, as I said, which is pretty good. And I'm going to throw it a couple more times here just so you guys can see it. Some of the sound effects sounds like a bow. It doesn't really have its own sound effects, but nevertheless, it's a fun one to use. You can definitely, it's going to have to take some skill to get used to throwing the weapon, because it's not really like a lot of other weapons in Minecraft already. So I'm a big fan of the spear. So now we get into kind of the more fun weapons to use in the Tux Weapons mod, and this weapon here is called the Fire Charge Cannon, and it shoots fire charges. Who would have guessed? But yeah, it shoots fire charges that explode after a certain amount of time, and while it's equipped, you're going to have slowness. So I walk really slow here. It doesn't actually show the slowest effect, but if I walk with this and then I walk normally, you can see the difference. And you can't, like, you can sprint, but you walk really slow again. And when it's full charged up, you walk even slower and you can barely move. So this is kind of funny to see in F5, your character holding a huge cannon, holding it like a bow with his hands. So I'm going to fire this, and you guys are going to see how big of an explosion it really makes. So as you can see, it's kind of crazy. There's fire everywhere. It blew up like a huge crater, bigger than TNT can make. The fire charge cannon is going to be fun to use, and you guys are going to love it. Another explosive weapon that people will like is dynamite. And basically the name says it all, and it's just like TNT, except it's throwable, and it makes a little bit of a less explosion. So I'm going to throw it here, and you can see that I like how it shows it while it's going through the air. I think that's pretty cool animation, and you can basically throw it around at your friends and have some fun with it. It's kind of like the TNT, just TNT and a fire charge cannon, throwing explosives, and you're definitely going to have fun with this one. So this one here we have is a pink and black block. Just kidding. This is called the grappling hook. The texture with it is kind of screwed up though. It still works though, nevertheless. And to show it to you, I'm going to go into this hole here, and it's really an awesome one. I really like it. Unfortunately, the texture is kind of messed up. I'll try to fix that in the future if I ever use this again. But basically all you do is you throw it, and it's going to go up. And when you right click again with it, you're going to go up there. But if I just right click again, nothing happens. So it has the kind of same sounds as a fishing rod and same kind of rope texture. But what you're going to need to do to get up there is you have to jump just before you right click. So I'm going to jump, right click, and you can see I'm thrown up here. Even though it was on the ledge, you even boost a couple more blocks. So I'm going to go back down here again and show you guys it one more time, throwing it up there. Not like that. I'm going to try to get it up as high as it goes, up there. And that doesn't seem to work. So I'm just going to throw it at the ledge again and press space one more time and throw myself up. And there I am on top of the sand. So the grappling hook is going to be fun just to throw yourself around with. Unfortunately, the texture's kind of messed up, but it's going to be fun nevertheless. Next one we have is the redstone EMP grenade. And if you know what an EMP grenade is in real life, it basically messes with electronic systems and it shuts them all down. Now, this is called the redstone EMP grenade, and mechanics in Minecraft are made out of redstone. So that's why I have this set up here, and basically what it's going to do is it's going to send a quick pulse to something after you throw it, and it's going to have some red particle effects as well. So I'm going to throw it, and you see the red particle effects. I didn't throw it properly, so you didn't see it, but there you saw it. So basically, it sends a quick pulse, the door opens, and then it closes again, and you get some red effects as well. So it also works on a trail of redstone. I can do it like that, and the sticky piston will go up and down. I can also go over here, and the sticky piston will go up and down. It's a lot of fun. You can mess with your friends' houses and stuff, opening and closing their door, and they'll come to the door and nobody's going to be there. So I definitely like this one. Another one we have is the shield. And the shield is basically, you can make it out of diamond, iron, stone, wood, gold, same as usual. And as you can probably assume, it's going to protect you from some damage from mobs. So all you have to do with it is you have to right click, and you're going to hold it in front of you, and you're going to take some less damage. So let me spawn in some, maybe some zombies in here. I'll spawn them in this little cavern thing here, because they won't be burning in here. So let's get some zombies. I'll go into survival, and you can see that regularly, the damage I'm going to take is going to be like 1 heart, 1.5 hearts, and now if I have the shield, I'm going to take less damage. As you can see, I'm taking no damage right now whatsoever. Of course, the higher the shield you have, the better it's going to protect you, but the iron shield against a zombie isn't really taking me down any damage whatsoever. So the shield is definitely awesome, but you can see how fast the durability is going to go down on it, and you can't equip a sword with it at the moment, so you can't have both at the same time. So it's either going to be a coward and hold your shield out, or fight back with a sword. So now we've got some potions that the mod offers, and there's 5 potions. Some of them I like, some of them I'm not sure that there was a point in adding them, but one I really like is flight. Because if you're in survival mode, you can fly. The controls aren't the same though. You have to hold spacebar to get up instead of double tapping and just moving around. Quick step lets you jump over blocks without actually having to jump over them, kind of like you're on a horse. So 1 block jumps. If I'm walking forward, I won't need to jump, and it'll just jump for me. So it's kind of if you're lazy, or if you're going on a long adventure and you don't really want to have to jump all the time. Iron Skin will give you some potion effects that will protect you but also make you move slow, only for 30 seconds. Flame Aura, all the evil mobs around you within a 6-block radius will light on fire, and the Cure is only in creative mode, and it'll allow you to, it's just like Milk, you're gonna lose any potion effects that you use it with. I really wish they put that in survival mode, because now mobs can spawn with potion buffs, and that way you can take it off them. So I'm going to show you guys each of these potions. I'll start with maybe Quick Step. So I'll put it on here. Splash Potion of Convenience is the real name, and it may look like I'm actually pressing spacebar, but right now I'm not pressing it at all, and it actually jumps for me. So it's kind of convenient, as the name explains. I'm going to use a Splash Potion of Cure, actually, to get rid of it. And I'm going to show you guys the next one, which is the Splash Potion of Heat, which is also giving you the Flame Aura effect. So I now have the Flame Aura effect. I'm going to go in here, and you can see we've got some skeletons. And once I get close to them, they're going to light on fire. Pretty simple concept. When you're in a 6 blocks radius, they're just going to light on fire. It's a pretty useful potion as well. I really like it anyway. There's some I like more than it though. It's not really a need to be potion. I do like the flight and the cure potion the most, probably. So I'm gonna save flight for last because it's probably gonna be everybody's favorite, and I'll start with the iron skin one. So it's called the splash potion of durability, and I put it on. I have slowness 3, resistance, and fire resistance for 30 seconds. So I move incredibly slow, but I am getting some resistance and some fire resistance, and resistance, it doesn't actually allow you to get that in vanilla Minecraft. So this is a way you can get it. Alright, so the last potion we have is the Splash Potion of Flight. Now this is going to allow me to fly in survival. Now keep in mind that you do take fall damage, so when you're going down, make sure to hold spacebar, otherwise this is going to happen, and you're going to take a lot of hearts and nearly die, depending at what height you're at. So careful with this, although you have to hold spacebar to go up, so it's a little less controllable. It's kind of hard to use, but it's also freaking amazing if you're just playing survival. You definitely love this one. I'm sure everyone loves this, being able to fly in survival super high. As you can see, you can fly even faster than you can in survival mode. So I'm going to drop here. Hopefully I don't die. I'm going to try to hold space as I'm falling. I'll try not to die. Whew, okay. So as long as you're holding space as you drop, it doesn't matter what height you're at, as long as you're holding space, as long as you drop, you won't take any fall damage. So the Potion of Flight is probably going to be my favorite potion. Alright, so this weird looking item here, which as I was going through the potions, you would have saw the brewing recipe, and one of them had this. And this is the Catalyst of Flight. And the Catalyst of Flight is a rare drop from Endermen, Ghasts, and even chickens. And this basically, the only use is that it allows you to make the Potion of Flight. So really, you're going to want these if you're in survival, because Potion of Flights are awesome. So this mod even adds in some enchantments, and that's why I love this mod. It's called Tux Weapons Mod, but it's not just weapons, it's also potions and even enchantments. So I'm going to go through these enchantments here. I'll have them all in a book, and the drawback improves bow drawback speed. So I'll show you that in a sec, as well as Hawkeye, which improves your bow's range, swiftness, increases your swing speed on your sword. Agility allows you to run faster, it's an enchantment for your pants. Venom poisons your target. Lifesteal heals you on half a heart on every hit, and a heart if you're using number 2. Strike has a random critical hit chance. Heavy makes you resistant to the knockback enchantment. So I'm going to put this book back in here. I have all the enchantments in here for you guys. But basically, you can see in my inventory, the entire game, I've had all these things already ready for when we're going to do this. So, I'm going to take these for starters. I have a regular iron sword to compare it to. I'll start with the bow. So, the drawback of this bow, as you can see, is incredibly fast compared to this bow, which takes longer. Now, this bow, you can see the potion effect as I shoot it. This has Hawkeye on it, so we can go crazy far, and it's even Hawkeye 3, as well as this one's Drawback 3, so this one's going to go faster than even Drawback 1 or 2, and this one's going to go farther than Hawkeye 1 or 2. Alright, so we're going to hit some skeletons with these swords. This sword here has 3 enchantments on it. It's got Venom, which is going to poison the skeletons, Lifesteal, which is going to heal me hearts every time I hit a skeleton, and Strike, which is going to give me a random critical chance. So I'm going to go into survival here. It's kind of risky, but with the life chance and all the enchantments, I should be fine. So let's hit some of these skeletons. You can see with the little heart indicators there, that means I'm healing myself as I hit, and you can see my health go up, and I think I'm going to die here. Yeah, I died. But hopefully you guys were able to see the enchantments there. You can see all the skeletons were getting poisoned once I hit them, and I was gaining hearts when I hit them, and I was also getting some random critical hits, so those 3 enchantments are pretty cool, and all I have to show you now are the armor enchantments. Just before I show you the armor, I'm going to show you this sword here, which has swiftness 2, which means I can hit really fast, and compared to this sword, which you can see is kind of slower compared to how fast this one's going to hit compared to this. That one doesn't hit quite as fast. That's a pretty cool enchantment as well. I mean, of course there's going to be better ones, but that's a pretty cool enchantment. So this here, I can't really show you heavy because I don't have a player to hit me with a knockback sword, but basically heavy is more resistant to the knockback, so you don't knock back as far. Agility though, you can see as soon as I put it on, my FOV goes a little higher, and I do have swiftness. So this is agility 2, which I believe is equivalent to swiftness 2. Agility 1 would be swiftness 1. So instead of having to have potions on or having a beacon, now you can just put your pants on and you're going to be able to run twice as fast. Okay, so the last thing we have is the frying pan of doom. Yes, you heard me correctly, frying pan of doom. And you can see at the bottom, plus 9001 attack damage, so it can basically one-hit kill anything. And if you didn't believe me yet, you're gonna believe me now. So this frying pan of doom, oh god, there's a reason it doesn't have a crafting recipe, and it's only available in creative, and I'm about to show you. It one-hit kills the Wither, as well as the Ender Dragon, as well as any mob in Minecraft. So this, I don't even know what to say about this, but basically guys, that's the Tux Weapons mod. Hope you guys enjoyed. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.